My wife was asked, did you ever think he would get killed? And she said, no, because he had no imagination. You never thought he could make a hole in the ground. I suppose this is what you need, a bit of blind faith.
Our resident art expert is Phil Tuffer. No, we can't believe it either.
And this year he met a man whose photographs are literally good enough to eat.
The iconic London skyline has been photographed thousands of times by professionals and amateurs alike. But there's one British photographer, Carl Warner, who has immortalised Tower Bridge and the Gherkin in a unique way. If you look closely at Carl's London skyline, you can see it's made out of crackers, green beans and broccoli, amongst other edible ingredients. Carl makes landscapes out of food and then photographs them.
I've always had a love of landscape photography, but I've always worked all my life as a still life photographer. This kind of combines the two. I can make my own scenes, I can travel the world through food.
I think it works brilliant.
This was the very first one I did. I started off very simply. I found these beautiful portobello mushrooms, and I looked at them and thought, these look like trees. So I brought them back to the studio, put them on a big tabletop with some rice and beans, and it's down to the lighting and the camera angle to get really low underneath them to make them look like they really are trees in some alien world.
We can trace the use of food in art as far back as the 1500s, when Italian artist Giuseppe Arcimboldo first painted fruit and vegetable faces. Then, from the 20th century onwards, a few artists began using foodstuffs to create mosaics. Carl Warner has taken this to the next level by photographing actual sets made from food. His final images have a sense of depth and perspective that food mosaics don't.
Today we're working on the last picture for my new kids book, which is basically landscapes made out of food, but predominantly one colour. So this one today is going to be pink. And I was very fortunate that I came across this wonderful Italian nougat, which has got a pink backing, but it's got these beautiful nuts inside, which look like a Flintstone wall. So over my shoulder here is Paul making our cottage, and he's actually cladding the lower part of the cottage with this nougat, which gives us a very realistic look.
I bet they're happy with you down the local sweet shop then.
They love me down the local sweet shop, yeah. Primarily, I look for things that do look like the similar larger counterparts in nature. For example, a broccoli obviously looks like a tree, and that's quite an easy one. But a coconut, for example, you chop it in half and it looks like a haystack. I made a scene out of smoked salmon where the texture of the surface of the water is very similar to that of smoked salmon, which I actually spotted in a restaurant. Thought, oh, look at that. You know, excuse me, sir, can I have your plate of food? Look at that.
And what are the difficulties about making sets from food?
The hardest part, of course, is food perishing. Coriander, for example, it's a very fragile herb, so the moment you cut it and stick it into your scene, you turn around and, 30 seconds later it's wilted. So I tend to use more robust things like curly kale. It lasts well under the lights, and it's great stuff because I can use it close up as bushes, but I can use it in the distance as tree canopy or rainforest canopy. So I love curly kale.
How do people respond to your work?
Well, I think they initially do like a double take on the more realistic looking images. People see it, they think that it's actually a real place, and then suddenly realise that it's actually made of food, and at that point they smile. And I always found that's the nicest part of it, seeing their reaction, because there's so much doom and gloom around, and just to see something that, gives people a bit of joy, I think is a great thing.
I could happily live in that finished scene. Carl's food landscapes are certainly full of surprises and definitely bring a huge smile to everybody that sees them.
And now proof that Matt watches the One Show when he's not on it.
Yeah, proof is that I now do food art to make my kids eat.
You should have kids as well, so the One Show works for you.
Right. What about we get on with opening the presents?
Who's this one from?
I don't know.
It's from David Williams.
Hello, The One Show. David Williams here. Hope you're having a great Christmas. I've got you a little something to help you swim into the new year. Have a very happy one. Bye!
And thank you to David Williams for the budgie smugglers, which I'm now wearing on my head. Sign!
Now, to prove that it doesn't always go smoothly, our next clip is the only time that the show has come to a full stop.
Yeah, but why did we choose this one?
Yep, a moment we will never forget. I mean, you just settle down to a nice chat with Tams and Greg, and then this happens.
And you just realise that, you know, that the women are the heart of those communities, the heart of those families.
You obviously have those qualities as well, don't you?
Well, you know, maybe my cooking could could brush up a bit. Oh, I think I saw a fire alarm. Okay. Or maybe that's right there. But we'll link to a VT just in case.
Well, listen, while we've got the fire alarm, I've got a very odd question for you. What do you get if you cross cows and bats?
Cows and bats?
Yeah.
Battle. Okay. No. What you get is very happy bats. We're going to pop out.
Yeah.
You watch this
Hopefully we'll see you in a little while.
Okay. And now, where were we? Oh, yes. Hello and welcome to the One Show with Matt Baker.
And Alex Jones. And before we start, we must apologise that your one show was interrupted last night. Now, believe it or not, it was somebody cooking a baked potato in a microwave, which set off all of the fire alarms.
Yeah, so if you're listening down there, do you mind having your tea after 7:30 tonight? That'd be great.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Dave, didn't you get the memo?
Dave? Dave. Thankfully, we had loads more time to talk to our guests on the other 231 shows this.
Have you heard of an inventor called Thomas Thompson?
Yes, he invented the glass bottle thing.
My real name is Ramon Estevez, and I never changed it officially. All the children were all baptized with that name.
It's a cause for much confusion when the cops pull you over.
Reveal the dead parrot.
It's amazing to think that we've spoken to that many people, isn't it?
Well, we have, but only when Charles Brandwood lets us get them out.
Oh, by the way, Giles has actually got a present, so we better be nice to him.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Hang on a minute.
I always think that
Even this is talking.
Hello, you beautiful people. I hope you're having a very cool Yule. As a man of many, many, many words, I just had to get you some little literary goodies for the festive season. Hope you enjoy them, and Happy New Year! There!
Dear me. You know, you used to be the king of Latvia.
Well, it's all right for you two. I haven't got a book. Never mind that. 15 down, 5 more to go. Al.
Yeah, number 5 has got to be the romance of the year.
It's the royal wedding, of course. Everyone remembers where they were on April the 29th when Wills and Kate tied the knot.
I certainly do. I was at the One Show street party with you and a whole neighbourhood of wedding watchers.
Welcome to the One Show Street!
I think it's about time we had another one-show wildlife highlight of the year on this list.
Absolutely. How about Mike Dilger witnessing a breathtaking bird display in Scotland?
Each winter, around 30,000.
That is why I'm into wildlife. Sights and sounds like that. The backdrop of a beautiful sunset to mark the end of a beautiful day. Listen to this. Whoa, look at this. Right over my head. This isn't any better than that, is it?
Well, how about that? Mike Dilger at number 4, beating the Prime Minister and the royal wedding. We know he'll be thrilled.
He will be thrilled.
So we're into that top 3 now. Who's going to be number 1? What is that moment?
I know. Place your bets now.
Can't wait.
At 3, it's time to take things outside.
As you can see, this year we've got our guests to do things you've never seen them do before, and they thought they'd never do.
Okay, that's good. Now he's going for the bag of flour. Get the chicken!
Get the chicken!
track and ripping it up into the lead. And Richer, the back leader, the man who knows what it's like to get things together. We have a real battle. Oh my goodness me! Rossiter comes through.
This is Joy. Okay, it's the horse from the National Theatre production of War Horse.
2 seconds back, not with the phone. Will be deducted. Tight torso. He's over the line and he's in Jonah Gross towards the other way. She's through the heart.
Give a tickle, and she's got the ball. That's right. Oh, yeah! Winner! Who knew Alex Jones was so good at basketball?
I know.
And who knew that Ross Stewart would go down like the Clappers that penalty?
Tell you what, had it not been for Al's Welsh womanly warm charm with his lawyer, we'd have been sued for all we're worth at the BBC. However, he didn't sue us, so we still have some money left, and that means we get to number 2, which is very tuneful of him.
From brass bands and Bangra to Barry Manilow, the show's been filled with music in 2011.
Here's 3 of our favourite studio performances. And isn't you Laurie good?
Let me tell you about a girl I know. She's my baby and she lives next door. In the morning when the sun comes up, she brings me coffee in my favorite cup. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Hallelujah, I love her so.
I'm walking away. My shrink gave his okay.